The first Godzilla movie I saw was the American Godzilla that fans call Zilla back in the year 2000. As a little kid, I loved it, but looking back at it, yeah, it kind of sucked. Never really a Godzilla fan per se, but I mean, I love the concept of monsters. Big behemoths destroying the city. A very cool metaphor for how humans are ruining the earth and Mother Nature takes action against us by wiping us all out. I didn't really get into Godzilla until a couple of years ago when my good friend Orbital Bacon was going off on how cool it was if we'd make a Godzilla animation. Kind of like the classics. Like, if you're not following Orbital Bacon, go check out his channel. He's one of the VFX artists that works on my animations, and he's a huge fan of tons of stuff, like comics, Transformers, and Kamen Rider. Anyway, I'm a sucker for continuity and storylines, kind of like the MCU. So I actually asked Orbital if Godzilla had any linear series that I could follow. That's where I fell in love with the Godzilla Heisei series. And from there, the concept of Godzilla World Tour emerged. The story basically has Godzilla travel around the world, going to different locations, fighting different kaijus along the way. My favorite monster though was always Mechagodzilla. I always thought he was so cool, and that's why I wanted him to be Godzilla's first foe in World Tour Part 1. Now he's in Paris, France, facing off against Mothra. So guys, it's Swagwave, and we're right here making my first behind the sets making of stop motion video. So I'm gonna just go around and show you guys the set and what I've been doing to create this Godzilla video. So this Godzilla video actually is kind of cool because it takes place in Europe, in Paris actually. So for the set, I wanted obviously the background to be as true to the actual city of Paris. So I wouldn't be able to actually be using the same buildings as I did in the last videos. I mean, I have some of those old buildings in the background, and these are just more like buildings that you would see in a more modern city. But if you guys ever been to France or Paris or any European city, you know that those cities are super old. So to me, it was important to invest in some of these European style buildings that would just bring the city to life. And then moving Godzilla over here. I have the little mini cars here on set to recreate Paris. I have some buses here. Coincidentally, I got some white, red, and blue buses. Imagine the French flag or whatnot. These European style buildings. Actually very cool. They're from Pola, from the train sets. So those have been cool to collect so I can build. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've collected 10 of these European style buildings for the background, and then here in the center is the park. I'm not sure the name of the park off the top of my head, but the Eiffel Tower is just actually a park where tourists and people can go and relax. And here's this mini Eiffel Tower, which is actually kind of one of those souvenirs you can get in the city. It says Paris right there. But yeah, I actually have been to Paris, but I did not get this on my trip. I actually ended up buying this online a couple weeks ago for the set. So yeah, here it is. Here's where Mothra is actually gonna make her scene where she's hatching out of her cocoon. And the way I'm gonna make the cocoon actually is with these cotton pads. So obviously with this whole crazy virus thing going around, I'm not going to the stores often, so I'm just trying to work with what I have at home. So I actually have these cotton face pads to clean off your face. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna go here, go to the cotton pad, and what I figured out is that I can actually pull, focus it in a little bit. I can pull the cotton right off the pad and just strip it for parts basically. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that to all these pads and then re-roll them again into a sphere shape, a cocoon, and then I'm gonna try to attach it to the Eiffel Tower to kind of recreate that the Mothra hatching scene from the
that classic Godzilla movie with Godzilla and Mothra battle for Earth, where he's fighting Batra. And if you guys seen that movie, like, there's actually, it's not the Eiffel Tower in the actual movie. In the actual movie, it's like a radio tower, but the cocoon's actually like attached to it. So I'm actually gonna make the cocoon and attach it to the Eiffel Tower. It's gonna hatch out of there. And yeah, the main battle is gonna be taking place in Paris with Godzilla against Mothra here. And boy, this guy, let me tell you, like, unfortunately, like, he broke during production, like in the beginning. So right away, I was just like, oh man, is this video over? Like, am I not gonna be able to? And like, I tried everything. Like, I went online to see if I can buy another one. And surely enough, the price for like these Monster Arts figures like double in price, if not triple, like after they're done, like production. So like, I could not afford another one of these. And I'm like, so I have no other choice. I've already invested in all these buildings. So I just cancel the project or try to fix them and work with what I got. So like, I actually went to the store, got some super glue, just reattach that wing. And I mean, that wing is basically stationary, but this wing here still moves a little bit. And I mean, this side still works fine. So what I'm going to be doing for all the flight scenes, I'm just gonna do it behind green screen. And I'm just gonna green screen Mothra flying from this side, his good side, his, you know, working side. And whenever I do want him to be flying on the other direction, I'm just gonna mirror the footage. That way I have, you know, both of his sides, you know, working on screen. But, you know, work with what I got, and it worked. The super glue did the job, and this production got saved. So, I mean, here's the sky backdrop, got my lights on. It's obviously not like perfectly to scale, but this is just fine for the video, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, one quick trip around, checking out all these little buildings for the set for Paris. So yeah, the first one I remember took place in Los Angeles, in California. The second one took place in Mexico. And this third Godzilla World Tour will be taking place in Paris, France. So we're trying to go I'm trying to explore different sets, different locations. It's always fun to see Godzilla wrecking different cities. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little making of video, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.